Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the week of August 29th. Now do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Capricorn. Now I am using the Tarot Muka as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you, Capricorn. Make sure we're all set up and in view. And we'll get right into it. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. We'll go ahead and put this up here. And then we'll also take 3 of these Oracle cards. Okay, so I have to say, it looks like your situation's turning around. I do think some of you have been through, going through a bit of a struggle here. Some of you have been soul searching. Some of you have been soul searching. It may be a struggle or it may just simply be soul searching. It really depends on the way that you kind of view the world and the way that you kind of frame your mind. But I definitely would not be surprised to hear that from some Capricorns that are watching right now. And I think that this could involve maybe some of you you've been spending time moving away from conflicts or even moving away from people that really weren't in support of you in your path and your journey. I also think that some of you are a little bit down right now. You're a little bit disappointed about how a situation with a person or another situation happened, and you're a little bit disappointed that you actually did have to transition away. What I would say, if that's resonating for you, is that just recognize that there's always kind of a reason for everything, right? And people fall into and out of our lives for a reason. And the same is true with jobs. Like, like I was the worst job I ever worked. I actually learned a lot about myself and about, do I want to work in an environment? Do I not want to work in a team environment like that? Or I learned a lot. And it's like that job, as much as I disliked it, it fell into my life for a reason. And I kind of feel like some of you are maybe going through that sort of journey right now. In the overall situation, you have the 5 of Cups, which is about disappointment. This person is really focused on these cups that are spilled. And but along with that, they're not really recognizing that there's always something better, right? There's the thing about the 5 of Cups is the 2 cups behind them is symbolism for this idea of looking on the bright side. And so you can choose to be a glass half full or a glass half empty type of person. You can choose to always look on the bright side, but you can also choose to feel down. And feeling down is, it's part of life, right? I'm not trying to tell you to not feel, but the 5 of Cups does say, you know what, there is something better eventually on the horizon. In fact, I also want to show you this situation that we have here, which is 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you have this 5, 6, 7 energy, which is like, actually a 4, 5, 6, 7, which is interesting. So that means for me, when I get something like that, it means that your situation is progressing, it's moving along. And in this case, you have really nice cards in the future. I do think that there's something nice to look forward to for you here, Capricorn. In the past, you have 6, 7, 6 of Swords, 7 of Swords here. So the 6 of Swords is all about letting go of the pain and the struggle of the past and instead kind of embracing calmer energy and embracing calmer waters. These people are going through a rite of passage. They're soul searching on a journey to go somewhere new. And they're also kind of in a transitionary period. And there's something else that I wanted to say about that, but I think that was about it. They're soul searching. They're going through transition. They're asking themselves, what's next for us, or where are we going here, or from here? And the 7 of Swords, in this case, all right, so you get in the boat, right? This is all a metaphor, right? You get in the boat, you sail to a new island, and then you hit the 7 of Swords, and it's like, okay, I did the hard part, but now I need to build a strategy. now that I'm here, I need to actually kind of put something into practice. And the Seven of Swords can be about putting something into practice. It can talk about taking an alternative solution, taking a clever approach to a problem, taking the backdoor exit, all of those sorts of things, taking an alternative in life. Because this person, they are stealing swords, but they didn't steal the swords without having a game plan. And so it's like, all right, you've done the hard work, you've gone to where you wanted to go, or you've landed somewhere. And now it's time to figure out how to make the most of this situation. It is possible that someone that the other thing about the Seven of Swords, the person stealing is symbolism for somebody who might be who might be deceptive. It could be like a liar, cheater, stealer, if you will. And so it is possible that some of you have moved away from somebody like that as well in your life. And that person really disappointed you here with the Five of Cups showing up. In the future, this looks very good. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you also have the Four of Wands. Ten of Pentacles is a major card of abundance, and it is potentially about windfalls. It could be about inheritances, estates, but it could, money being passed through generations. But it could also just be about you generally building something in your life. This is an energy of building, like building your empire, building a legacy. Not only setting yourself up for success, but setting future generations up for success. It's a big energy. You also have the Four of Wands, which is about foundations, achievements, stability. It is a new start as well. The Four of Wands shows up as a new start because this is actually a card of marriage. And of course, when you get married, that is a new start in your life. And, this is actually a combination of like family money. I'm not saying that like that's going to resonate with everybody, but the Ten of Pentacles is a family card. In other illustrations, you'll see like a grandfather, the grandchildren, and then the great grandchildren, or the father, the children, and the grandchildren. You know what I'm talking about. I think I might have messed those words up, but it is a card of family. Four of Wands is a card of marriage and stability. So it is interesting. Also, I think maybe some of you are family planning here. The other thing is, do you see how there's like a castle in the distance on this Five of Cups card? There's a castle right here. Well, the Ten of Pentacles is symbolism for living in the castle. Castles in tarot represent rewards and riches. And the Ten of Pentacles says you're there, or you're on your way to being there. And whatever steps you're taking are definitely supporting your path and your purpose in terms of your material life. Especially as you've taken this step here, you've started this transition in the past. So let's go ahead and let's see what else is coming forward here. You have the Death card, you have the Eight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. All right, so some of you have been going through some of you have been discharging like a lot of emotions. You've been emotionally releasing at this time. There's been something that's maybe challenging, maybe dare I say even traumatic that has happened here in the past. Now this has happened in the past, so I am not forecasting this. You have this Death card. The Death card is not about death and dying. It's about a transformation. Okay, it's about a transformation happening in your life, and kind of something that has maybe been around for a long time, fading out or fading away. You can see I think you can see it here, the Hierophant, which is a tarot card. The Hierophant here in the background. This is symbolism for like something that has been traditional, moving on from something that you've traditionally done, or transforming something that you've traditionally done, since the Hierophant is about tradition. And it's about, you could even say, going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's about something new happening in your life. Now, this could be a little bit challenging, dare I say even a little bit traumatic here, because you have the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords with it in the past, as well as the Five of Cups, which is about like, feeling, emotional, right? Like emotional. And so I think some of you here have had to really walk away from a situation, especially with the Eight of Cups, that you've been in for a long time. The Eight of Cups is a major card of walking away. However, the Eight of Cups is also a major energy of empowerment, because this person is deciding to not stay in a situation that is less than great for them, and instead move towards their wishes and align their dreams and their wishes and their goals. The thing is, what's interesting here is you have this Three of Swords in the future, which is about emotional releasing. You can see that this person here is crying, right? This person is crying. And so there's an emotional situation that some of you are dealing with here. It may relate to family because of some of these energies. It could relate to something else, but yeah, the Three of Swords, though, also, if it's not about if it's not about emotional releasing, it's about separating. Okay, it's about separating from someone or something that just, in this case, isn't working, because you have the walking away energy with the Eight of Cups. And I think some of you here are going to say, okay, I've been down in the dumps for some time, and I'm going to move forward from here. Like I've been going through something challenging. We recognize it's challenging, but I'm going to keep moving forward. You have the Four of Pentacles, which is about stability, structure. Same with the Four of Wands. This is about financial stability, and trying not to be consumed by your money. This person's actually consumed by their money and their financial situation, because they have their feet on Pentacles. They're both hands on Pentacle, and then they have their head. The Pentacles on their head. So they are consumed by their money and trying to find that balance in life. Let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 oracle cards here. So you have Katumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek, trust what you know. You have Serapis Bey, Ascension, move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. And then you also have Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share, follow the inner call, don't let anything stop you. Right, I just got a nice ear pop, which is this thing that happens to me from time to time when I read. It's like a clairaudient message. I got this ear pop when I said, don't let anything stop you. And so I think that's your biggest message right now. I think some of you are, well justified. Like there's a situation here that you're definitely, dealing with emotionally. And I feel like, it was probably challenging, but I also think some of you are going to come to an understanding here, maybe as we close out this month. You're not going to let that situation hold you back anymore. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Chariot, and you also have the Two of Cups. So really nice combinations to find here in this third layer. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about planting a seed. And the thing is, the Ace of Pentacles is that initial idea, or that initial kind of step that you take, or that metaphorical seed that you plant that then grows into the 10 of Pentacles, right? So you go from the Ace to the 10. And so it's a really nice combination when you get the Ace and the 10, because for me, it says in the past you've started something, and in the future here you're completing something. 10s in tarot represent completions. And this could be around your material situation, as it is in the Pentacles suit. You also have a number of other Pentacles cards. I think your emotions and your money is mixed here, or interlinked, which is the case as a human, right? This is a thing that we have to deal with. We have to balance out our money and our emotions, and they're honestly, oftentimes intertwined and interlinked here in your life. And so I definitely feel like some of you are dealing with that. You have this Chariot card as well, which the Chariot represents some type of victory in your life. The Chariot says that you can overcome some sort of obstacle, or jump over some sort of challenging hurdle by being self-disciplined, and by trying to be do the hard work, and first and foremost, realize that there's always a kind of give and take in life. It's this idea of as above, so below when you get the Chariot card. And so as you put in the work, you are rewarded type of deal. So having self-discipline is really going to help you at this time. Two of Cups, nice relationship energy here. Two of Cups can really say that there's an important partnership in your life. And this could be relationships romantically, but it could also be a business partnership, or finding somebody that you really kind of jive with. Let's go and see what else we have here. So you have the 10 of Wands, and you have the 7 of Pentacles. So the Ten of Wands, another completion showing up, okay? And, you know, whatever's been, there's clearly been something here burdening you. And the Ten of Wands says that, you know, you've been successfully carrying the burden, but it's also, I think for some of you, well, first and foremost, there's a period of hard work here, no doubt about it, that's coming in for you if it's not here already, with the Chariot, the Ten of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles, okay? All of these cards represent hard work, self-discipline, sacrifice, and getting victories in your life based on those virtues. And so there is definitely some hard work showing up here, but hard work that will be well rewarded for you. The Ten of Wands in this case is, I think, about you really removing this emotional burden here. The Seven of Pentacles is like a long-term investment that's paying off here in the future for you. And I think that this is the investment of time and dedication and effort. At the top of the pyramid, you have the the King of Swords here. My apologies. At the top of the pyramid, you have the King of Swords, which is about becoming an expert, or maybe even says that you are an expert. I also got this message of focus that came in here as well. Some of you really focusing on your goals, and the King of Swords rather kind of doesn't mess around, and they really go for what they're looking to achieve relentlessly. And I think some of you are maybe doing this. Give the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, which is incredible. If you have Virgo in your chart, definitely take a look at that. They also had the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, different deck, but the Wheel of Fortune is this idea that sometimes in life we get lucky, sometimes in life we get unlucky, and really to ride the times in our life that we are lucky and to really go for it, and to recognize when kind of the cycles of life spin in our favor, that it's a great time to go for something. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next reading.